पुराणांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So sorry I'm little late today. So this Janmashtami is on the verge, and then we are celebrating in many different places on Janmashtami. And on this connection, so we also thought of discussing some pastimes of Krishna. Especially today we will discuss about a chapter which is in connection with Rukmani's prayers to Krishna. Actually, in fact, Rukmani's letter to Krishna. So this is a letter of request of kidnap. So it is very nice that, and all of us are also trying to reach Krishna, trying to please Krishna, and trying to attain Krishna. So this is like a very good success story. So where Rukmani made an appeal and she was successful in getting Krishna. So that's why this is very special. This one. So first we will recite these shlokas, and then after that, we will study this chapter, and towards the end again we will come to the shlokas. So this is, we will chant together only. We will not do chant and repeat. Shri Rukmanyuvacha Shutva Gunan Bhuvan Sundara Shunvatante Nirvishya Karana Vivarai Haratonga Tapam Rupam Drisham Drishimata Mahila Talabam Payyachuta Vishati Chitta Apatrapam Me Katva Mukunda Mahati Kulashila Rupa Vidyavayodra Vinadam Vairatmatulyam Dira Patim Kulavati Navrinita Kanya Kale Nushamana Lokamano Viramam. Tanme Bhavan Kaluvrata Patiranga Jayam Atmarpita Vibho Videhi Ma Virabhagama Vimarshatu Achaidya Goma Yuvandagapate Balimam Bhujaksha Purteshta Niyama Vratadeva Vipra Gurvarchanadi Viralam Bhagavan Pareshah Aradito Yadi Gadagrajayetya Panim Grihnatu Me Nadamagosha Sutadya Yonye Shwabhavini tam ajitodvahane vidarbhan gupta sametya pratana patibit paritah nirmatya chaidyamagadindra balam prahasya mam rakshasena vidinodvaha virya shulkam. So this all this, okay. Antapurantaracharim anihatya bandhon tvan udvahe katamiti pravadhami upayam purve dayur asti mahati kula deva yatra yasyam bahir navavadur girijam upetya yasyangri pankajarajastapanam mahanto vanchanti Akshanalabeya Bhavat Prasadam Asun Vrata Krishan Shatajanma Bishyat. Okay, so these are this one. So we will read the translation of them and then we will go back again. A very, very nice letter. So this context is Rukmini Devi is been arranged marriage with Shishupal, and she doesn't like that, and she wants. No, she has heard about Krishna, and she wants to have Krishna as her husband, and she is making a plan. No, she has sent a letter to Krishna, no, requesting him to come and kidnap her. No, that's the whole context. So Sri Rukmini said in her letter, as read by the Brahmana, O beauty of the world, having heard your qualities, which enter the ears of those who hear and remove their bodily distress, and having also heard of your beauty, which fulfills all visual desires of those who see, I have fixed my shameless mind upon you, O Krishna. O Mukunda, you are equal only to yourself in lineage, character, beauty, knowledge, youthfulness, wealth, and influence. O lion among men, you delight the minds of all mankind. What aristocratic, sober minded, and marriageable girl of a good family would not choose you as her husband when the proper time has come? Therefore, my dear Lord, I have chosen you as my husband, and I surrender myself to you. Please come swiftly, O Almighty One, and make me your wife. My dear lotus-eyed Lord, let Shishupal never touch the hero's portion like a jackal stealing the property of a lion. If I have sufficiently worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead by pious works, sacrifice, charity, rituals, and vows, and also by worshipping the demigods, brahmanas, and gurus, then may Gadagraja come and take my hand and not Damagosha's son or anyone else. O unconquerable one, tomorrow when my marriage ceremony is about to begin, you should arrive unseen in Vidarbha and surround yourself with the leaders of your army, then crush the forces of Chaitya and Magadendra and marry me in the Rakshasa style, winning me with your valor. Since I will be staying within the inner chambers of Paris, you may wonder how can I carry you away without killing some of your relatives? But I shall tell you a way. On the day before the marriage, there is a grand procession to honor the royal family's deity, and in this procession, the new bride goes outside the city to visit Goddess Girija. O lotus-eyed one, great souls like Lord Shiva hanker to bathe in the dust of your lotus feet and thereby destroy their ignorance. If I cannot obtain your mercy, I shall simply give up my vital force, which will have become weak from severe penances I will perform. Then, after hundreds of lifetimes of endeavor, I may obtain your mercy. So, this is the letter. So, in the Krishna book, we have this chapter named as Krishna the Ranachor. This is a very amazing chapter. So, towards the end of this chapter, so this in Bhagavatam, this chapter is named differently. So, like Rukmini's message to Krishna or something like that. But in the Krishna book, it is named as Krishna the Ranachor. It's a very, very wonderful chapter. So, there is, so we all know that Krishna was there and later on, he got shifted to, where did he got shifted to? Mathura. And then the shifting to Dwaraka is actually happening now. Just happened a chapter before. So we see that there is this person, who is this famous person who was taking army on Krishna's king, Jarasandha. So Jarasandha, so he had finished 17 times of Akraman, on the Mathura, right? So and 18th time, he is going to come. So before that, there is another demon called Kalayavana, so he came to attack Mathura. So like now this precarious condition, so like Krishna actually thought what to do. Overnight they built a whole city. So this is the emergency action. So overnight they built a whole city of Dwaraka and shifted the whole population, that is sleeping population. They don't even know that they have to pack their bags and they have to move. So they were sleeping and they were like shifted off to Dwaraka. And so this is a very safe place because it is almost like in middle of the ocean. So there is a huge city and then there is a pathway to enter. So if there is a small pathway to enter, you can actually guard the pathway, with nice gates and stuff like that and all. So in that way, like it is very very protected. So in Mathura, like all directions, somebody can attack. So, but in Dwaraka, it is like very very restricted place. No, it's very quite safe place. So they shifted everybody. So, but then Krishna and Balram were here. No, like at least Krishna was here. And then when this one was happening, so like this Kalayavana approached. So that time, so Krishna acted as if he is afraid, and he ran, and then like Kalayavana was about to catch him. It is always like 1 inch or like little, few centimeters, millimeters distance. He could not catch Krishna, and finally he was led into a cave where a great personality called Muchukunda, he was actually sleeping. And so his history is that he was a great warrior. Even the devatas would take help of this person, this king Muchukunda. And so one time, so like when devatas had to fight the asuras, so that time they had to take help of this king, and he had gone to the heavenly realm, and then the fight was going on for a long period of time. So then after that, the devatas asked like, this one, what do you want? So it was like, okay, fine, I want to get back. So now we have come to the realm of heavenly planets, and in the heavenly planets, what's the calculation between heavenly planets and earthly planet? Time calculation. Our Uttarayana and Dakshinayana is there. So that is 1 day for them. Our Uttarayana is the daytime for them, and our Dakshinayana is the night time for them. So Uttarayana means like the sun moves towards the north. All of you have seen that, right? So in if you want to dry your clothes, or if you want to keep something to be done in some job to be done in the sun, so you would have observed the movement of the sun. So 6 months the sun will shift towards the north, and 6 months the sun will shift towards the east and west. So the difference actually happens. So this is because the sun actually travels towards the north. That is called Uttarayana, and Dakshinayana means the sun actually travels towards the south. So this thing actually happens. So now, so this is there 1 day. So there for a few years, if he has stayed, so that many good amount of time he has stayed in the heavenly planet. So then that means like when he is coming down here, many years have passed, like many hundreds of years have passed. So then Muchukunda thought, okay, fine, this is not going to happen. So then I'm very tired with my battle. So I want to have a long sleep, and if anybody disturbs me, they should be finished. And you should give me that kind of a place. And he was given a place in a cave, and he was sleeping. And so it was an unending sleep. So then Krishna actually led this Kalayavana into that cave. And this Kalayavana saw that, okay, this guy ran so fast, and he came into the cave and he's sleeping. So, and he thought it is Krishna, and he kicked him. And then this Muchukunda got up, and then from his eyes, there is fire that emanated, and this Kalayavana was destroyed. And then Muchukunda actually sees that who has woken me up. And so he actually sees the darshan of Krishna, and then he prays to Krishna, and then he says that it's my great fortune that I could able to get your darshan and things like that and all. So then after that, he gets blessed by Krishna. So then he comes out, and then he sees the situation. The situation is all the human beings have become very short, and all the trees and everything has become very short. So in fact, this is towards the end of Dwapar Yuga. So that time, like when Krishna's pastimes and all were happening, right? So there are some footsteps of Krishna. Some places it's there that it's 5-year-old boy or like some 7-year-old boy. So that will be bigger footstep than our full-grown person's footstep. So that's the condition in the end of Dwapar Yuga. And even then, like what is that? Our Muchukunda is seeing that people have become very very small. So and then immediately he takes a call. This is like very dangerous condition. It's Kali Yuga is going to come. So people are very small means Kali Yuga is about to start. It's very dangerous condition. Now I should not wait. Immediately he proceeds towards north, and then he wants to perform tapasya. Before like quitting the body, he wants to purify himself and quit the world. That's his this one. In fact, the similar kind of a thing comes in like Dhritarashtra and Vidura's discussion also. When Vidura comes back home, the primary reason why Vidura comes back home after all the battle is finished and everything is done, so Vidura actually comes back home, right? So why does he come back? So to like he's thinking that no, my elder brother, no, he's fully stuck. No, I have to do something for him. So out of compassion, like no, he had heard Bhagavatam very nicely from Maitreya Muni, and he was like very joyful. So he wanted to help his brother as well. So he came back, and he was trying to put a lot of sense into his head, saying that see, like no, you are just staying in the palace and eating the food thrown by Bhima. No, like if we are tell in local language, no, he no ये तो तुम हर एक बेटा को गिन मारा है. You know, like every son of yours, no, he has like marked and killed all of them, and you are no accepting hospitality from such a person. Are you not shameless? No, at least now you should get out of home. And no, kuch farak nahi pada. Like nothing was happening to no Dhritarashtra. And he was like telling so many things, like as any normal person would get agitated and then ठीक है चलो भाई like इतना बेइज्जती के बाद like घर में नहीं रहना है. So he would go out, right? So but then Dhritarashtra was very solid. No कुछ भी हो जाए like no, I'm king now and I'm getting nice respect. Everybody is offering obeisances to me, so I should just no enjoy all these things. But finally, like he gave one Brahmastra, and after that Dhritarashtra decided, no, I have to leave home. So what is that? He told. Anybody remember? Huh? What's it? Death. So okay, he knows. He told that something which we are very comfortable about, but that was very, very like disturbing for him. He told that Kali Yuga is about to begin. No, and that was so terrific and so horrifying. Now for us it is okay. Now we are inside it. So, but for Dhritarashtra, like this message was given that Kali Yuga is about to begin, and it's going to be very horrible, and nobody will give respect. Everything will go topsy turvy, and things like that. And Dhritarashtra thought, okay, like this is like last. I should, I should prepare myself, and I should give up my body. Right, so this is the thing that was happening, and anyway, Muchukunda saw, like he saw that everything had got degraded quite a bit, and then he thought that no, this is no place for me to live, because he has. It's almost like we have lived in some very opulent environment, and then no, everything is gone, and then you have to live in a small or a small 1 BHK house or something like that. So Muchukunda was having even bigger shock than that. He had lived in Satyuga or some like previous ages, and then he had seen the culture of people. He had seen the like it's a very nice place to live in. So seeing all those things, and now he's seeing the environment in about the Kali Yuga is about to begin. Now, after Krishna's pastime is finished, the Kali Yuga is about to begin. So he's seeing this thing. It's like it's no place to live. It's who will live in this place? And he just like went off to the north to perform tapasya. So now, so this is there like mentioned. And he's from Ikshvaku dynasty, and so he was favored by Krishna, and he circumambulated Krishna, and then he saw this condition of the Kali Yuga, and then he went to north, and he went to a place called Gandhamadan mountain. And there it's amazing place it is, many trees and sandalwood trees and flowering plants and things like that. So the whole environment is very wonderful and joyful. And he went there to perform his austerities. And that place is also called as Badrikashram. So it's a place where Naranarayan Rishi also stay there. And it's also the place of Vyasadeva. So like that's a very amazing, apt place for the tapasvis to perform tapasya. And then after all these things, settling this whole thing, Krishna actually returns back to Mathura. Right? So after he comes back to Mathura, he's saying that, like, he has told all his soldiers that, okay, fine, after a battle, so this is a general thing that happens. So the defeated party, all their wealth, all they have. So wealth is like, their horses will be decorated with gold, and their helmets will be decorated with gold and stuff like that. So like, they would take all these things as a booty, into this one. So when they were doing this, they saw that Jarasandha is going to attack with a bigger division of soldiers at this point in time, numbering 23 Akshonis, and so like he's going to attack. So then Lord Krishna wanted to save the residents of Mathura, and also like he didn't want to again do another big war. So like just now, he had come back from this Muchukunda's cave and then destroyed or defeated the Kalayavanas. Rest, Jobi like soldiers were there. So only Kalayavana had proceeded behind Krishna. So he had killed all of them and then big battle has happened. So then after he didn't want to start another battle. And also another reason, there is some confidential business that he had to attend to. And that is this letter he had to attend to. So he wanted to cut the business short and he decided to run away from the battlefield. He could have did so many things. Krishna could have destroyed all of the army in no time also. Like we all know that Lord Rama, in the forest of Dandakaranya, how many Rakshasas he killed? Kara, Dushan, and so all these people, they had Ravana's brothers. So like 14,000 Rakshasas. He had killed in a span of 1 hour or so. Just single-handed. Single-handed with his bow and arrow. So he had did this thing. So it's for Krishna to do this kind of things is not at all a big thing. So but then like he wanted to run away from battlefield. We cannot ask Krishna why you did something. So like he just chooses to do. And then Srila Prabhupada writes here very nicely that if any man, if any king, if any Kshatriya, he runs away from the battlefield, it's a big disgrace for him. So sometimes it is mentioned, I don't remember if I heard from Prabhupada or some other place. So there was a king, I forgot the king's name also. Like there was a king like Rajput king, or somebody like that. So he went to a battle and then there was a message from the battlefield that king was defeated and he's coming back home. And the queen was not at all able to believe. And then king actually came back and he was knocking the door and queen would not open the door. And then the reasons that she gives is, my husband will not come back alive, facing a defeat. If he has defeated, he would die. He would not come back alive. That's the Kshatriya spirit. It's not like, oh, my husband has come back and things like that and all. So this is like for Kshatriya spirit, that's they cannot tolerate these kind of things. So but then here we see that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is running away from battlefield. So it's ordinary sense, it is a very big disgrace. So but then when Krishna performs something, so that becomes a worshipable thing. If Krishna leaves from the battlefield, if ordinarily anybody steals in anybody's house, what will happen? Usko to like jail mein dal denge. So but then Krishna goes to everybody's house and he steals. And then they come to complain. When Krishna was there in Vrindavan, they come to complain. And Mother Yashoda says like, no, henceforward he will not come to steal in your house. Arey, no, aisa mat karo. Like, we don't want that kind of action to be taken. It's okay, let him come. So then why are you come to complain? So see, like he comes, ye to lagta hai parishan. So but then like it is feeling good also. And we come here just to speak about Krishna, right? So it is like they are addicted to Krishna. So in that way, like so because Krishna does all these things because it likes, devotees like these things. Devotees want this kind of reciprocation. So Krishna just reciprocates with his devotees. And here we see that, this is also sends a very strong message. Krishna has so many different duties to perform. So what all different duties to perform? Bhagavad Gita says Krishna doesn't have any duties to perform. So, but then he's not bound to perform any duties, but also he's the creator of the entire universe. Everything. He maintains. He creates, maintains, destroys. He does that, and then he guides the wandering of all the living entities. So Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantrarudani Maya. He guides the wanderings of all the living entities. He gives knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. And he does so many different things. Like, he comes here to establish dharma and to, destroy the adharma and things like that. So now he's engaged in such an activity. He's engaged in an activity of destroying, adharma, right? So that is, he's engaged in that. So now a high priority call has come. What is a high priority call? Rukmini's letter. Attending to the devotee is a high priority call for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No, he has no maintenance. He has like so many different managerial activities. But then, if there is a call from a devotee, no, he would put down everything and then he would go to attend to the call of a devotee. So that's an amazing thing that we can see. And Srila Prabhupada also mentions that this is what is it? This is also one of the opulences of Krishna. This is also one of the opulences of Krishna. The six opulences of Krishna. What are the six opulences? Anybody knows the shloka of six opulences? Yashasha Shriya Jnana Vairagayos Chaiva Shannam Bhagavati. So Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. So that is like all Samagra means like everything complete. Like he has full Aishwarya, and then Viryasya. Virya means strength. Yashaha, fame, Virya. Shriya, Shri means then Aishwarya. Shri means beauty. Yasasya Shriya, Jnana, knowledge, and Vairagya, renunciation. So here, Srila Prabhupada says this is a great display of Krishna's renunciation. Krishna renounces the battlefield and he goes off. And he mentions that there is a lot of temples of Krishna, which is Ranchorji. So he is being glorified like that, and especially in Gujarat, you will see a lot of temples in that way. So he was glorified in this way, and he wanted to run away from the battlefield, and he ran away. He and Krishna and Balram, both of them ran away. For long distance they ran, and Jarasandha is following with all his soldiers. And then after a certain distance, so it is mentioned that both the brothers, they felt tired. If you feel tired, what will you do? You sit down. And these two, they decided to climb a mountain. So out of tiredness, they want to climb a mountain. This is only Supreme Personality of Godhead can do. And also they climbed the mountain, and Jarasandha and soldiers, they are trying to search out the whole mountain for a long time, and they're not able to find Krishna and Balram. So they thought that these guys have become sufficiently terrified with our big army, and this time at least even if I could not defeat him, I could put terror into the heart of Krishna. So that's nice. So then they decided to put fire surrounding the mountain. So mountains are like generally they are nicely vegetated. So like nice vegetation is there. So they brought logs of wood around the mountain, and then they set the whole mountain to fire. So that's what sometimes these demons, we cannot imagine like what kind of destruction they can do. So in one place, in one class I heard, so how Hiranyaksha, this one is there, like how did they made the earth to fall into Garbhodaka ocean? So they were very much behind gold. They were mining and mining and mining. So much mining they did, the whole earth became lost its balance, and it fell into the this one Garbhodaka ocean. So these are like big time demons. So they are always behind money, power, and wealth and things like that. So so here what happened? So when they set fire to this one, so immediately like Krishna and Balram, they jumped off from this mountain, and it is mentioned 88 miles height. So this was there, the mountain's height was, and they jumped off from that, and then they went off without the notice of Jarasandha and his soldiers, and they went back to city Mathura. So now this is like quite a amazing this one thing to happen. And immediately after that, what happens is, after in some time, like Balram gets married to Revati, daughter of King Raivata, so that was described in detail in 9th canto. Then after that, after marriage of Baldev, Krishna married Rukmini. So like, and then the whole story of this whole marriage of Rukmini actually opens up. So Rukmini is the daughter of King Bhishmaka. And she belongs to which state? Vidarbha. In modern day? Maharashtra? Bihar. I heard Bihar it is. Yeah. Maharashtra? Oh, this. Okay. So that's where Vittal Rukmini and all is quite famous. Okay. So this is nice. So then who's from Bihar? Sita Devi. Mithila is in Bihar. Okay. So okay. So now, okay. So Krishna is personally the supreme personality of Godhead, and Rukmini Devi is personally the goddess of fortune, Mahalakshmi. Right. So it is natural that they unite together. So just like Krishna expands into many different Vishnu tattvas, in the same way, Srimati Radharani, she expands into many Shakti tattvas. So many Shakti expansions. So all the goddess of fortune actually comes from the expansion of Srimati Radharani. So now here it is mentioned that it's a little summary is mentioned. After that, the detail will come. It is mentioned that there are 8 kinds of different marriages are there. So there is not 8. All 8 of them are mentioned here. So only few are mentioned. So one is called the first class marriage. What is that first class marriage? Huh? All of them are in Vedic system. So like this is parents arrange the bride and bridegroom and then marriage happens. And second is the royal style of marriage, where bridegroom is selected by the bride, in the Swayamvara. So then after that, so next 2, this ones are mentioned, and Gandharva marriage is mentioned. So but there is no description about it here in this chapter at least. And then there is a marriage called Rakshasa marriage. So that's the system that Krishna will adopt to marry Rukmini. And it is on the advice of Rukmini. Right? So, this is something that is there. And, by the way of kidnapping, and like there is a fight, immediately after the kidnap. So there is a fight, and in the fight, the bridegroom emerges victorious, and then he snatches away and brings the girl. So now, so here, Srila Prabhupada actually writes a very nice paragraph. I would like to read this. Devotees of Krishna are always eager to hear about transcendental activities of the Lord. So transcendental activities of the Lord. Any shloka that you remember from Bhagavad Gita in this connection? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tatva deham punarjanma naiti mam iti Arjuna. So now, what is so significant about Krishna and his activities? So everybody does. There is so much of fighting happening now also. Like so many armies are fighting China and India, this many different this ones are fighting is going on. Sometimes cold and sometimes hot. So like different kinds of fighting actually happens. So what's so special about Krishna's fighting? Transcendental. What benefit we'll get? By sometimes actually this is very important question to be answered. Sometimes when you go for distribution of Bhagavad Gita, people will say. Some people say that if you have this book in home, what will happen? Fights will happen. Why? Because a book, Bhagavad Gita sunne ke baad kya hua tha? Full fight, full 18 days fight. Better not to touch this book. It is like very dangerous book. So we should understand. We should have a solid answer for this. Otherwise we will not have the right this one. No right answer to give to these people. And we will, at the end of book distribution, we will get confused whether should I continue Krishna consciousness or not. And lag to raha hai, like thoda bahut to fight ho raha hai. Right? So what is the answer?
He does not have to give birth again.
Yeah. So one who understands the nature of activities of Krishna, like his birth and activities are transcendental. Transcendental means beyond the modes of material nature. So they are not tainted by sattva, rajas, and tamas. So one who understands this, he will also go beyond the sattva, rajas, and tamas, and he will attain the platform of liberation. Right. So in this connection, in one place in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada writes that there are so many histories that are there. Even now also, like we have many history books that are there. So, but then over a period of time, there is a need to change the history. There is a need to change the stories. Even films and songs, so many different songs and so many different, like entertainments and all come. So, but there is a need to change. You cannot screen the same film again and again for years together. Nobody will come. It will be a big loss actually. But then we see like Mahabharata, Ramayana and all these things. Even now, if you put a drama of Mahabharata, Ramayana, even now if you take one little Krishna came, it's an old story, but then people are watching. And some of our devotees are also making some new this one, and people are watching. Everything people are watching. Why? Because they are being added with a preservative. The preservative is, if the histories of the world, if you see the history of the world which is sustained, the test of time, it's only Mahabharata, Ramayana and things like that. None of the other information we have from so many thousands of years before. No, it's none of the information we have. Only things that remains is wherever Krishna's pastimes are there, wherever devotees' pastimes are there, like pastime of Prahlad, it's in Satyayuga, but still it is continuing. Even now, people are speaking about it, hearing about it, and things like that, right? So it is the nature of Krishna's this one. Wherever the element of Krishna you add, immediately it becomes a preservative, and immediately it becomes a medicine. It's normal fight if you actually observe. So then you will become rajasic. But when Krishna makes a fight, and if you actually study about that, you become transcendental. You become released from the three modes of nature, and you proceed towards liberation. So that's the amazing thing about Krishna. And so ultimate thing is the Vedic scriptures, like all the rules and regulations, all the teachings of Vedic scriptures. What is the sum and substance of all the teachings of Vedic scriptures? Knowing Krishna. From Bhagavad Gita, any sloka you remember? Sum and substance of all the... Vedesya sarver ahameva vedya. Vedanta krit. Vedavid eva chaham. So I am to be known by studying all the Vedic scriptures. I am the Vedanta. Knowing about Krishna is the end of all instructions in the Vedas. And also we know that this remembering Krishna. Anybody knows the shloka? The sum and substance of everything is to remember Krishna. Smartavyam satatam Vishnu vismartavyam na jatuchit. Sarve vidhi nishedashur etayor eva kinkara. Kinkara means servant. And sarve vidhi nisheda. Vidhi nisheda means what? Do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. Vidhi nisheda. Sarve vidhi nisheda. Etayor eva kinkara. It is servant of this one principle. What is that one principle? So, satatam, smartavyam satatam Vishnu. Always remember Krishna. And the converse of that is, vismartavyam na jatuchit. Never forget. This one. So that's the key principle. Because our biggest disease in the material world is that we forget Krishna. And the cure is that we constantly remember Krishna. That is the cure. So now this is the whole principle. And then Krishna is thinking that we can remember Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna and things like that. That devotees will hear. So, but then what will the non-devotees do, or what will even devotees also sometimes the practicing devotees? So same mantra kitna der japenge. There should be some variety. That's why Krishna gives. There is some fight, there is some kidnap, and there is some different things that he actually puts. So that and everybody is attracted. Everybody is attracted. In fact. In the beginning of Krishna's pastimes, this nice shloka actually comes. I think in Krishna book, Prabhupada actually writes that shloka. So it's a very amazing shloka. In the preface he writes, this is 10.1.4. Nivrita tarshar upagiyamanat bhavaushada shoka manobhiramat ka uttama shloka gunanuvadat kuman virajyeta vina pashugna. So who will not, hear about guna anuvada? Guna anuvada means the glories of Lord Krishna's, this one, Uttama Shloka Guna Anuvada. So who is that person who will not listen to Krishna's pastimes? He should be really a first-class sinner, if he doesn't want to. Pashuknath, he must be a serial killer or some kind of a very sinful person, if he doesn't want to hear. So it is mentioned that Nivrita Tarshay Upagiyamana, for people who have renounced this world, for them, this is their life and soul. Subject matter about Krishna is the life and soul. And then for people who are trying to purify themselves, sadhakas, for the people who are perfected, for them, the narrations about Krishna is life and soul. And for people who are still stuck in the material world, but desiring release from the material world, they are not perfected. They are doing sadhana. And for them, it is bhavaushada. Bhavaushada means, aushadhi means what? Medicine. Bhavaushada means, so cure for, it's a medicine to cure the material disease. Hearing about the pastimes of the Lord is a cure for material disease. And then the third class of people who are not perfected, who are not even thinking of attaining perfection, who are busy in this material world. No, for them, it is mentioned Manobirama. It is Manoranjan. So it's like a greatest proof is little Krishna, this one. And there are many people who are not devotees of Krishna, but then everybody like it. And whole world likes it. No, so everybody watches it. No, in many times I've seen like one child. That was a funny thing. Like my parents were living in near to our ACS center. Sometime back. So like one small child, she got upset with the parents. Just next door. Like next door. And without telling them, she came. And then she's telling that kid, like, no, now I'll not go back home. I want to teach a lesson to my parents, and things like that and all. And what's the problem? What happened? They're not letting me to see little Krishna. This is a problem in the home, right? So, and they don't have any trace of, Krishna Bhakti or something like that. But everybody is attracted to it. So in this way, like everybody gets attracted to the wonderful activities of Krishna. So like the perfected devotees, they are attracted to the activities of Krishna. The sadhakas, they are attracted to activities of Krishna. And even the people in the material world, they are also attracted to activities of Krishna. And so this is, devotees of Krishna are always eager to hear about transcendental activities of the Lord. His activities of fighting, kidnapping, and running away from battlefield are all transcendental because being on the absolute platform, and devotees take transcendental interest in hearing of them. The pure devotees does not make distinction that some activities of Lord should be heard and others avoided. There is, however, a class of so-called devotees known as Prakrita Sahajiyas. So what is the meaning of this word Prakrita Sahajiya? Prakrita means it comes from the word Prakriti. Prakriti means nature or material nature, So like material. And Sahajiya means what? Cheap. Sahaja. Sahaja, So they like something very complicated, and it's like somebody is telling, asking that kid, like, what are you doing, and is telling that I'm preparing to crack IIT. IIT kya hai? Like, वो तो ऐसा ही like मिल जाएगा, So it is something like, something very big. You have to work hard to get it. And that he is telling like something like useless and easy. I am also IIT and what's great. Every person in the street is IIT, and things like that. So so that's something of that nature. Krishna's confidential pastimes or Krishna's very intimate pastimes with the gopis. They try to imitate. So that kind of people are called Prakrita Sahajiyas, and they have something unique thing to say, and who are very much interested in hearing about Krishna's Rasa Leela with gopis, but not about his fighting with his enemies. They do not know that his fighting activities and his friendly activities with the gopis are equally transcendental, being on the absolute platform. All these transcendental pastimes of Krishna described in Srimad Bhagavatam are relished by pure devotees through submissive oral reception. They do not reject even a drop. So this is like amazing, this one. So in fact, Srila Prabhupada used to hear the recitation of Krishna book. He would ask his disciples to read Krishna book and he would hear. And they have noticed that Prabhupada become very enthusiastic when there is some fighting happens. Krishna kills some demon or something like that. And then one day, the disciple was asked to read, and he was searching for some fighting pastime. He was not like immediately reading. And Prabhupada became annoyed, and he told like, what are you searching in this book? Krishna is like a sweet ball. Anywhere you bite, it is sweet. Just simply take the book and read. So like he was telling in that way, right? So it is so amazing. And then here comes the story of Krishna's marriage with Rukmini. And Rukmini was about to be. It is mentioned about Bhishmaka, and he had he was very qualified and very devoted. He was personally a devotee of Lord Krishna, and he had 5 sons and 1 daughter. Names are quite unique. It's like a rhyming, and it's derived from the same name: Rukmi, Rukmaratha, Rukma Bahu, Rukma Kesha, and Rukma Mali. And then the daughter's name is Rukmini. And her disposition is mentioned. She was very beautiful and chaste, and meant to be married to Lord Krishna. Everybody knew it. It was not a open announcement, but then it's like an open secret. Everybody knows that. So, and then, in fact, how did she become a devotee of Krishna, Rukmini? Narad Muni and other sages, they would visit, these, palaces. And, when the sadhus used to go, so they would naturally speak Krishna Katha. And she heard about, Krishna's six opulences. And then hearing about that, she developed a desire to surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. And Krishna also had heard about Rukmini, and no, he also desired to marry Rukmini. So now we see, what does Krishna desire? Now, this is also a very interesting subject to discuss about. What does Krishna desire? So we see in Srimad Bhagavatam so many times, so many devotees pray to Krishna. Like who all different devotees prayed to Krishna? Kunti Devi prayed. Bhishma Dev prayed. He settled matters and he walked away in all those cases. Then who else prayed? Gajendra prayed. He came, saved, and went off. And then Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad, and many, many personalities. And we see in different, and Daksha also prays, Lord Brahma sometimes prays, different personalities actually prays. So, but there are certain personalities that Krishna would come, give blessings, and vanish. And certain personalities, Krishna would come and he would feel very much connected with them, but still he would have to leave and he will have to take upon other business and things like that. But then there are certain personalities who are dear devotees of Krishna, like especially the Pandavas and Kunti Maharani, and we have the gopis of Vrindavan, and these personalities, they would always be there in the mind of Krishna. It is not that, and especially in this also there are many gradations are there. So there are certain personalities which Krishna desires. The whole world is desiring after Krishna. Some of them are just desiring after Krishna's energy. What is that energy? Lakshmi. Some of them are only desiring Lakshmi, and some of them are Lakshmi is needed, but then in one purport Srila Prabhupada writes that if you want only Lakshmi, she will be chanchala. She will not stay in anybody's place for a long time. But intelligent people, they think that Lakshmi gets the quality of stability if Narayana is there. तो दोनों को बुलाएंगे अच्छा है दोनों है चाहिए no, it's like if only Lakshmi means like she will go away, and then it's better that like both of them come. And there are other personalities, so they are only interested in Krishna. They respect Lakshmi, they offer obeisances to Lakshmi and all these things, but they are very much attracted to Krishna. Even if Krishna were to come without Lakshmi, still I will never leave Krishna, right? So that is another class of people. And here we see here what to speak, this is Lakshmi Devi herself, so like it's Krishna is naturally attracted, and Krishna is contemplating of how will he get married to Rukmini. It's all these things is happening. And then like King Bhishmaka and all the relatives, everybody, like they decided that best match for Rukmini is Krishna. So they were all ready to marry Rukmini to Krishna. So now, but then this one, what is it? The elder brother Rukmi, he changed the whole plan. He arranged the marriage of his sister with Shishupal, and Shishupal is a very nice friend of Krishna, right? So it's a great enemy of Krishna. So and then this was about to happen. And everybody were very, very morose, and Rukmini was very, very morose. And because being a king's daughter, she thought that all this sadness, moroseness, and all is okay. So, but then we have to do something practical. She's Shatrani, she's not a person who will just simply cry and things like that. So she knows the political diplomacy and things like that, and she immediately made a plan that there is no use of simply being morose, and I have to do something. And she wanted this message to go from what is it, Vidarbha to Dwaraka. So now this has to happen. So now if this has to happen, in this situation, what all parameters have to be taken care of if the message has to be sent? Quickly it has to be sent because marriage is arranged. Reliable source. Data security is very important here. So any loss of information will be a great problem. The person who is carrying the message will be murdered, and then the message also will be murdered, and no effect will be there. So, and whom can he take shelter of for sending the message? So those days, data security means Brahmana communication. So like, Brahmanas would serve in this purpose, and especially, they would serve, to somebody like Krishna and Rukmini, So like, they are trustworthy messengers, for them. Brahmanas would not serve otherwise, like, in this way. So because it is Krishna and Rukmini is involved, so that's why the Brahmana is involved. So like, a qualified Brahmana who is trustworthy and truthful, he was selected, and he was sent to Dwaraka. And reaching the gate of Dwaraka, the Brahmana informed the doorkeeper of his arrival, and then immediately the doorkeeper lets him, and then he was taken to a place where Krishna is sitting on a golden throne. So what would Krishna do after seeing the Brahmana? What would he do? Pay obeisances, and he gets up and he offers the throne where he was sitting, to the Brahmana, and he is like offering him nice foodstuffs to eat, and then nice place to rest and things like that. And after, all this satkar, so then nicely, like, Krishna is going and sitting in the feet of the Brahmana. He's keeping the feet of the Brahmana on the lap of him, and he starts massaging. And it is mentioned here, the Brahmana knows well Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. How it will be like, Krishna takes your lap, your feet and starts massaging. It's like quite terrific. So, in fact, it's another story is there of, Krishna wanted the dust of the feet of his devotees. It is many devotees were refusing, because if we give dust of our feet, then what will happen? We'll go to hell. How can we give our dust? We are aspiring to become a dust at the lotus feet of Krishna. So that is the this one. So like, here, because of the social etiquette, Krishna is performing the role of a Kshatriya, and he's young boy. Young boy means like he always remained 16 years old. So he never grew beyond the 16 years, this one. And then because of the social custom and things like that, so it was accepted. And see one thing, like here, this is a very important principle. Like everybody would act in such a way that the social custom is not disturbed. Now, why they would do this? Why they would do this? In Bhagavad Gita also this particular thing comes in the first chapter itself. What will happen if just the Brahmana would have told, no, like, no, it's okay. No, you don't need to do this and things like that. So Krishna has come to set an example. And yet acharati shreshta, what great people do, the common people will follow. And Krishna is playing the role of a Kshatriya, and a Brahmana has come, and proper satkar is not given. So then common people will follow. And if the Brahmanas are not respected by the common people, then that is the end of the civilization, human civilization, right? So knowing all these things, the Brahmana is tolerant, Otherwise, like, the Supreme Lord is, my worshipable Lord is like, massaging my feet. Now, how can I tolerate that? It is very difficult. So, but then understanding the mood of Krishna, understanding the situation, so Brahmana is also tolerant. And after that, Krishna starts to speak with the Brahmana. He's telling, oh, best of all Brahmanas, you should always remain satisfied. And for if a Brahmana is always satisfied, he will not deviate from his prescribed duties. This is like, there are different things that are there, for different Varanas and Ashramas. Like, if you see a Kshatriya, he should be valorous. He should be like very, very brave, valorous, and he should not tolerate any adharma happening, and he should immediately act upon it and things like that. So, and for a Brahmana, the qualities of tolerance, patience, and satisfaction, and all these things are appreciated. So we see that Parashuram, father of Parashuram, Jamadagni. So Jamadagni, so he was killed, by Kartavirya Arjuna, one demon, and he was beheaded. So then, seeing this, like Parashuram, like he became very angered, and he went to kill Kartavirya Arjuna, and he killed, and he came back, and then with his mantra siddhi, like he placed the father's head back, and then he brought him back to life. So after that, the father must be very happy, right? So, but then the father was very sad. He was sad because, see, you are a son of a Brahmana. You should act like a Brahmana. Where from this, like a tendency to take revenge and things like that and all has come, in you. So, like, this is not at all, befitting a Brahmana. You have not done a proper job like a Brahmana. So you should have tolerated this, or you should have reported to the king, and then the king should have taken an action. You should have not done something of this sort. This is not befitting a Brahmana. So like this, different Varanas have their different duties, and that must be performed. So like if Brahmana should not do the duty of a Kshatriya should not do the duty of a Brahmana. Like all these things are very clear. So everybody must do their duty, and for the pleasure of the Lord, and for the purification of heart, and for attaining the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So then everybody will make progress. No? So that is the prescribed duties that are there. So now Krishna is actually highlighting this one. Simply by sticking on one's prescribed duties, everyone, especially a Brahmana, can attain the highest perfection that he desires. No, so this is this simply by sticking on to one's own Varnashrama duties and then doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. So everybody can make progress. Even a Shudra can make equal progress like a Brahmana, just if he does his Varnashrama duties for the pleasure of Krishna. So then everybody have equal chance to make advancement in Krishna consciousness, right? So, like. Then Krishna actually mentions the quality of satisfaction. Even if a person as opulent as King Indra, if he is not satisfied, no, there is complete inauspiciousness in his life. But if he is having even little bit, but if his mind is satisfied, all good religious benefits, he will actually get. The satisfaction in the mind is like really considered to be great wealth. The external wealth is not considered to be that great, but then the satisfaction in the mind is considered to be a very great wealth, especially for a Brahmana. And this instruction to the Brahmana is very significant. And the Brahmana actually could able to understand that Krishna is doing nice satkar, and also he is highlighting some nice instructions and things like that. And there is a good purport to this also, like Srila Prabhupada gives. And then he mentions that Krishna is actually asking about the well-being of the Brahmana. He asked the well-being of the Brahmana in the way of, are you peaceful and satisfied and things like that. That's how a Brahmana is asked about. And then he wanted to know about the Kshatriya, how the Kshatriyas in that kingdom from where the Brahmana is coming, how they are doing. So for that, what Krishna would have asked, how to see like Kshatriyas are doing well. Nice thing that is mentioned. It's a very, very amazing thing. It's a very nice leadership concept. So Krishna then desired to know about the rulers, Kshatriyas in the Brahmana's kingdom. So he inquired whether the citizens of the kingdom were all happy. So this is the sign that Kshatriya is doing well. A king's qualification is judged by the temperament of the people in the kingdom. If they are happy in all respects, it is to be understood that the king is honest and executing his duties rightly. Krishna said that the king in whose kingdom the citizens are happy is very dear to him. Of course, Krishna could understand that the Brahmana had a very confidential message. So he inquired about his well-being, that you are satisfied, peaceful, and things like that. And then everybody in your kingdom is like peaceful and stuff like that. So with this, Krishna got the whole picture of what's happening over there. And then now he is letting the Brahmana to narrate whatever he wants to narrate. So there, the Brahmana actually narrated the whole thing, that how Rukmini wants the hand of Krishna, and then Rukmini has been forced to get married to Shishupal, and then Rukmini has sent a letter, and he's going to read out that particular letter. So, so here, what's the time now? How much time we have? Huh? 5 more minutes. Okay, fine. So we'll have to give some time to question answers also. But anyways, the Rukmini's message we read out. I would like to read out some important, this one. Okay, maybe I'll take this as a question, as a question, this one. So initially we read the Rukmini's letter, right? So what you all felt, any highlights of Rukmini's letter, what you felt, you can share. Or you want that to be read out again once more? So we will just read it. The summary is here. Very nice set of shlokas. It is worth memorizing actually. So we will take out synonyms. Devanagari. Okay. Sukmanya Vacha. Okay, it's not there. Shri Rukmini said in her letter, as read by the Brahmana, O beauty of the worlds, having heard of your qualities, which enter the ears of those who hear and remove their bodily distress, and having also heard of your beauty, which fulfills all the visual desires of those who see, I have fixed my shameless mind upon you, Krishna. So now, like you have to make very quickly certain points, and then you have to share back, right? So it's the this one. So we will read this again. How many points you take, it's very beneficial for you. O beauty of the worlds, having heard of your qualities, which enter the ears of those who hear and remove their bodily distress, and having also heard of your beauty, which fulfills all visual desires of those who see, I have fixed my shameless mind upon you, Krishna. O Mukunda, you are equal only to yourself in lineage, character, beauty, knowledge, youthfulness, wealth, and influence. O lion among men, you delight the minds of all mankind. What aristocratic, sober minded, and marriageable girl of good family would not choose you as her husband when the proper time has come? A tip is you don't need to list down all the qualities. You just need to list down something that you like. Okay. So therefore, my dear Lord, I have chosen you as my husband, and I surrender myself to you. Please come swiftly, O Almighty One, and make me your wife. My dear lotus-eyed Lord, let Sushupal never touch the hero's portion like a jackal stealing the property of a lion. If I have sufficiently worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead by pious works, sacrifice, charity, rituals, and vows, and also by worshipping the demigods, brahmanas, gurus, then may Gadagraja come and take my hand and not Damagosha's son or anyone else. O unconquerable one, tomorrow when my marriage ceremony is about to begin, you should arrive unseen in Vidarbha and surround yourself with the leaders of your army. Then crush the forces of Chaitya and Magadendra and marry me in the Rakshasa style, winning me with your valor. Okay, since I will be staying within the inner chambers of the palace, you may wonder, how can I carry you away without killing some of your relatives? So, but I shall tell you a way. On the day before marriage, there is a grand procession to honor the royal family's deity. And in this procession, the new bride goes outside the city to visit goddess Girija. O lotus-eyed one, great souls like Lord Shiva hanker to bathe in the dust of your lotus feet and thereby destroy their ignorance. If I cannot obtain your mercy, I shall simply give up my vital force, which will have become weak from severe penances I will perform. Then, after hundreds of lifetimes of endeavor, I may obtain your mercy. Okay, so now share some nice things that you liked in Rukmani's letter. Huh? Glorification of Krishna. Surrender to Krishna. Nice. Request for mercy of Krishna. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's a very amazing point that fixing the mind on Krishna. So, like Rukmini knows that this proposal may be accepted, may not be accepted, and it may be successful, may not be successful, but she is determined. No, I want this and I want only this and nothing else. Right? So, if I don't get this, I will still aspire, life after life, I will still aspire. No, that's one amazing point. Another point is about the this one of by hearing the glories of the Lord and by seeing the face of the Lord. So one becomes completely satisfied. So like Rupa Goswami actually writes a very wonderful bhajan, not bhajan, a sloka glorifying the holy name of the Lord. So in that he mentions the chanting of the names of the Lord. The one word, Ha and Re, or Hare Krishna, Krishna. So like these two syllables, Krishna, it contains so much of nectar. And he mentions one phrase in that, Sarvendriyanam Kritim, like that means, when this holy name enters the senses, and it just becomes the master of all the senses. So, in fact, in our Bhakti Shastri discussion, like we were discussing one particular section of Bhagavad Gita. So, in that, Krishna actually, as sloka is quoted in the purport of Srila Prabhupada. So, there it is mentioned, Krishna is mentioning that fishes, they nourish their offsprings. By how do they nourish their offsprings? By vision. By seeing, they nourish their offsprings. And tortoise, by meditation. So tortoise can lay eggs in the shore and then they can go deep inside the ocean. By their meditation, they hatch. If the tortoise is killed, the eggs would not hatch. So by meditation, they would hatch. This one, or by meditation, they would nourish their offsprings. And the birds, how do they nourish their offsprings? By touch. They sit upon them, right? So by touch. And Krishna is mentioning, I nourish my devotees by all these three ways. So Krishna he looks upon his devotee and nourishes, and he thinks about his devotees and nourishes, and he touches his devotees and nourishes. So Krishna actually nourishes. This is one amazing thing. If we are really doing sadhana, if we are really chanting, if we are really studying Srimad Bhagavatam, so in the right way, in the proper aspect of surrender, so then we will see that nourishment actually happens. We will more and more see the taste of Krishna consciousness arises, and we will actually see this bliss of Krishna consciousness actually arises. So this is it removes the bodily distress. This is this one that actually happens. This is just a side effect. But then it's also a very important thing to note. Yes. Any other points? Huh?
You've not come. Then I will end my life.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you don't save me, there is nobody else. No, I'm not going to take shelter of anyone else. You are my only shelter. If you can, you protect. Otherwise, I'm ruined. I'm not going to take shelter of anyone else. That's an amazing thing. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. She's quite practical devotee. You can come and so all possible doubts that Krishna may have, that if I have to forcibly take her, some relatives may come in the way and I have to kill them and things like that. She's telling no, I'll be going on a procession outside and you just come and kidnap. And next chapter is very wonderful, that when Krishna had to kidnap, it was quite an easy thing to do. What was the easy thing? Because Rukmini was not seen by outside people. So when Rukmini just looked upon, to see Krishna, where is Krishna? Seeing the beauty of Rukmini, everybody fainted, all the kings, and Krishna had to come and pick her up and go. so that's what the thing happened. But then they followed up, and there was a fight. And understanding the mood of Krishna, Balram also had come with this army. So Balram handled the most of the fight and stuff like that, and then Krishna only had to handle Rukmi, the elder brother of Rukmini. So any other quick points?
This part about stealing, I think you can relate to it in terms of saying that not just stealing from Rukmini and his family, but stealing from Maya.
Yeah.
Because our heart is basically really pure, but I mean, it's really covered right now. But Krishna is the only one who can really come, clean it up, and take it.
Yeah, it's a nice thing. So all of us can memorize these prayers and offer, saying that Rukmini was stuck with Rukmi and other people, Sushipal and other people. So we are stuck with Maya. So Krishna, please take us away from Maya and then engage in your service. We can actually offer these prayers nicely. Any other quick points? Yeah. Yeah, so it's very nice. Shravanam itself has got so much of potency. How will we have the audience of Krishna? What all different ways? Nama Rupa Guna Leela. So this is the way to access Krishna. So in that, Nama is hearing, Rupa is taking darshan of the Lord, or even description of the Lord's form also can be heard. And Guna, qualities, is also mostly by the way of Shravanam, and Leela is also mostly by the way of Shravanam. So the primary way of accessing the Supreme Personality of Godhead is through the means of Shravanam, right? So it's very nice, this one. And in fact, Srila Prabhupada used to challenge, why do you people give so much of importance to eyes? It is just one of the knowledge acquiring senses. There are 5 knowledge acquiring senses. Ears are there, nose is there, eyes is there, tongue is there, and skin is there. So, of all these knowledge acquiring senses, in the Vedic system, the ear is considered to be the best of all the knowledge acquiring systems, right? So, Shravanam, that is the best of all knowledge acquiring systems. So, it's very nice. So, with this, I pause today's discussion. So, we will carry on to the next this one. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. Thank you once again for coming here, Guruji, and enlightening us with such a nice Krishna.